Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Trackies, this year one year I'm gonna be hot. This year one year I'm gonna be red hot, and I'm not gonna lie, the anticipation for the women's 60-meter finals at the NCAA Division 1 Indoor Track and Field Championships. Look here, the hype has lived up to expectation and then some. I'm telling you, trackies, I'm talking about girls that will be fighting tooth and nail for that win. And it could potentially go down as one of the best races in history when we talk about the NCAA indoor 60 meters. Now, clearly, trackies, I'm not just talking about times because, yes, Julian Alfred is out there with her phenomenal second fastest time ever, 6.94 seconds. So, yeah, we're not really talk about that. We're not touched at the time there, and I don't believe anybody will touch that time tomorrow either. But what I'm talking about, trackies, is how close the race will be tomorrow. That is my opinion, and that is why I'm saying it's going to go down as potentially one of the best races for the NCAAs and women's 60 meters. Now, track is going in for me, personal favorite. That is Brianna Liston. But guess what? Nobody's not going to hand that title to Brianna Liston. Brianna Liston is going to have to wrench that title out of everybody else's claws. And yes, there's a whole other 7 girls, but yeah, she's going to have to wrench that title away from them and tell them, it's mine. I'm taking this, and go snatch it away from them, trackies. Because what I saw in the heat is indicating that Brianna Liston has a fight on her hands. And you don't know how it go. As a Jamaican, we're standing behind Brianna Liston 100%. We don't know our girl got it, but we're just letting the rest of the world know. So we see you, we see what you're doing. But personally, Brianna Liston is in it for the win. Now, trackies, I'm going to walk you through what I saw in the heat and potentially what could go down in that finals. Because in heat number 1 came our very own lovely Brianna Liston. And for me, personally, looking at the heat, initially going in, this was definitely Brianna Liston's race, hands down. She had the faster personal best so far this season, or faster season's best. Let's say that faster season's best going in with her 7.07 seconds. However, trackies, Kayla Jackson showed up today. Kayla Jackson said, look here, it's the NCAA championships. I want a win. I want this title. I want this crown. And she showed up and she ran a phenomenal race, surprising me, trackies. Now, don't get me wrong. This, time based on how the race was completed is a time that she's already done before. However, going into it, I was not counting her to be definitely toe to toe with Brianna like this. But then that is what championships does. So Kayla Jackson comes out, runs a phenomenal race, gets out of the block, shoots off, and literally trackies clinches that race, running 7.07 seconds. Yes, trackies, I didn't stutter. She equals her personal best, running 7.07 seconds. Now, Brianna Liston trackies in this race, because it's very, very interesting. Brianna Liston, so she just cruise out of the blocks. My girl say, all right, it's a heat, this is my race, it's easy, me just go cruise. Brianna Liston walked out of the blocks. It was so easy for her. She was like, all right, I don't have to do too much. You don't know how Jamaicans do things, trackies. We're not going to try to do too much into a heat. And that is exactly what she did. She's managing her races, managing her rounds, and she just walked out of those blocks. Now, at some point midway in the race, Brenna Liston was like, okay, you know what, girl? Just in case you think I can't do this, or just in case you're going to one-up me, let me show you how this is done. And Brenna Liston literally walks down Kayla Jackson trackies to finish her race running. Guess what? And you will not believe it. Well, I'm going to tell you anyway, so you will believe it when I say it. Yes, she ran 7.07 seconds. Yes, trackies, she walked her down and she clocked the same time. No joke. That just goes to show you, trackies, how excellent of a shape Brianna Liston is in, because based on the start that she got, it was nothing like the typical starts that we've see from a Brianna Liston this season. She literally popped out of the blocks. Look at the SEC championships. Brianna Liston was gone from the blocks, right? But in this one, she literally sat around, she walked out, she moseyed around, she took a sip, and she was like, all right, okay, let's get going. And she walked down Kayla Jackson to equal her personal best as well, running 7.07 seconds. Now, trackies, the time, though, was separated by the thousandth of a second. So Kayla Jackson runs 7.066 seconds, and Brianna Liston runs 7.068 seconds. So that is a separation down to the thousandth of a second. But as I said, personally, trackies, looking at that race, look here, Brianna Liston has this in the bag. She just got to go out tomorrow and execute. But track is, it didn't start, or sorry, it didn't end with Brianna Liston and Kayla Jackson, going head to head in the first heat, because Jesha Shares said, hold up. Remember, guys, I'm still here. And remember, I'm also a favorite heading into the race. So Jesha Shares in her heat track is runs. You would not believe it. Yes, lightning can strike twice. I guess maybe three times. Lightning did strike three times today because it's the same time. Yes, 7.07 seconds. That is exactly what Jasia Shears ran to win her heat. Track is, it ain't no joke. So, three girls going into the finals have run 7.07 seconds. Absolutely phenomenal. No, Jasia Shear's time does end up being a tad faster because her 7.07 is actually 7.062. So that is the literal time broken down to the thousandths of a second. Now, check is, in analyzing everything I saw in terms of what Brianna Liston did, in terms of what Kayla Jackson did, and of course also what Jasia Shears did. This is my thought process. Both Jasia Shears and Kayla Jackson, in my opinion, kind of have a similar technique, and also they tend to run like how Americans typically run, which is, go, full tilt from the heat to the final. So sometimes you don't necessarily see a reflection or a change in terms of the times they run in a heat versus a finals, because that's typically how they execute. But I'm not really saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that gun to tilt, you could clearly tell that potentially this is a solid 60-meter race with not much left. Personally, that's my view. Even if there's something left, it's probably just, a few hundreds, maybe a hundredth of a second. That's pretty much what I saw in this race. But I can certainly say, from a Brianna Liston perspective, when I saw her just walk out of the blocks, the heat racetrack is, she was so easy. Then when she got into her running and she walked down Jasia Shares, I said, okay, girl, this is your race. She walked her down so easy, trackies. It made that 7.07 seconds not look like 7.07 seconds. Actually, I started to look around and I'm like, okay, what time was this again? Because I couldn't 7.07. It must be something else. So when you look at it from that perspective, trackies, no lie, Brianna Liston has much more in the tank. And much more that I'm thinking, remember, you can check my preview videos. You can check even from SECs. I've been talking about it. Probably even before SECs. I've been saying potentially maybe Brianna Liston can go close to 7 seconds this season. And what I saw in that racetrack is, I kid you not, as long as Brianna Liston executes her race, which I believe wholeheartedly she will, we are carrying her on our back, trackies. We have complete, utter belief that she will go out and execute her race. And once she does that, trackies, I believe we'll be seeing something close to 7 seconds for another phenomenal NCAA's 60 meters indoor track and field championship. And of course, a woman title, a woman glory from a Jamaican perspective. Yes, Brianna Liston, that is what I'm seeing here. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, that's my personal view on the race. Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about the race? Do you think Brianna Liston is, cutting it a little too close in terms of how she performed? Or are you like me that thinks this is just right, just do enough to qualify, and then in the finals, you can drop the hammer? Then in the finals, you can show the other girls who is really top dog. Like the video, of course, trackies, and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.